One of the things that I think is the most fascinating about the book Brave New World is that the dystopia functions, well, I would say the roots of this dystopia in the book are very much like the way that moral relativism works. And I'll explain it. So, for example, moral relativism has a lot of contradictions. On the one hand, it claims that ideology is dangerous, that it's an imposition, that it's limiting. On the other hand, um, it believes that all belief systems are equally valid, and that not only that, but they should all be allowed indiscriminately. And that includes even the most oppressive ones, the most violent ones. Um, and so then the result is that you don't really get diversity, you get competition. Potential, like it's one of the possible outcomes, right? Greed, competition, because there's a power struggle, right? And the people who sort of live within those spheres, like within those belief systems, and the downtrodden, the people who don't have any other choice, they suffer the consequences, and also the constant wars and the constant, not only wars of thought but also physical wars as well are perpetuated as a result. And it's very similar to the way in Brave New World, originally this dystopia wanted to break up the family unit and break up tradition, right? And presumably you think that would be to diversify things, but actually it creates the opposite outcome, and they want to replace it with a world that is where people are not even allowed to be alone, because they don't want any independent thought. Um, so it completely defeats the purpose of any diversification. Um, and I would say that this is really the most nightmarish thing about Brave New World that doesn't get talked about that often, but it is, I would say, the most terrifying thing. Um, and a lot of the, of course, the people within that society in the book seem completely oblivious to it.